So I survived my first night in the back corner of the property inside of my survival shelter. And first thing I did this morning after leaving the tent was I went and I did my business behind this big tree right here on the other side of it. And after I was done, I pulled out my pants and all of a sudden I realized there was somebody walking down the trail. And they had to have seen me because I'm not that far off the trail. And so I jumped around the tree and I jumped inside my survival tent and hid away in there because I was pretty embarrassed. I didn't want to, I just acted like I didn't see him. But here's my wood stove exhaust pipe. This camouflage thing was pretty neat because it already had a hole inside of it. I guess that's what that was for. But that was pretty convenient. But then inside of here, there's just the inside of my tent. I had my wood stove I made out of a kerosene can. It's pretty sweet. Except on top there's not a flat surface to cook my stuff on. Kind of inconvenient. On the top here there was like a little lip on the can so I could put this pipe stove tube around that lip, and it doesn't leak any smoke whatsoever. It was pretty awesome. And I made this door out of a coffee can, a hinge, some nuts and bolts, and a little lever lock thing, and that worked out really good. And this log it's sitting on, I know that probably wasn't the best thing to set it on top of, but I wanted something solid that it wouldn't continuously sink into the snow. But yeah, I had it sitting on top of this log, and all of a sudden, after about 15 minutes of the fire going, maybe 20-30 minutes, the log started smoking like crazy underneath it. You can see that, like right there, it's all black around the edges, but my solution to that was just to pack snow around the edge, and that kept snow melting underneath it, and it's kind of at an angle, so all the water was kind of draining down the side of the log underneath it right there, and I think the humidity, the heat underneath there made the moisture evaporate and kind of circulate, and it kept the log from heating up too much. But yeah, I was choking myself out. But here's my firewood supply and kindling. Here's that hole that I was digging all that snow out of. It's about 6 inches deep, about 2 feet across maybe. Yeah. And water bottle, MP3 player, and coffee cup, some nuts, some gloves, and that's my bibs, my backpack, my rifle, just in case a bear or a pack of wolves wanted to come have their way with me. And here's what I used for bedding. I basically just laid a bunch of these twiggy pine needle branches down. I only used really thin ones so I wouldn't feel any branches underneath me. Then I laid my sleeping bag on top of that, and then I laid on top of the sleeping bag, and then I basically slept inside of a sleeping bag inside of a bivy sack, and it didn't really keep me that warm, but it was warm enough to survive the night. I woke up throughout the night periodically. This bivy sack, it's supposed to be able to be propped up with a couple of poles, but I just slept inside of it limp last night because I wasn't sure if there'd be enough room down there for the poles. And I guess that's about it. Yeah. So for my shelter, I used a couple of cut down trees to tie the tarp to, one on each side, and then I propped the tarp up with one main beam branch, and then I held up that branch by supporting it with another log. And yeah, I had a little fire going out here also to kind of make me feel a little bit safer from wildlife. I don't know, I pulled everything out here on my sled, yeah, and that's about it. Got my snowshoes, my maul, axe you might call it, and my saw. This is a pretty cool, it's a collapsible saw. Everything on this side of it fits inside this tube right here, and it goes inside of a little carry case. So I guess that's about it. I'll probably try and add some additions, make to my survival tent. I'll make it a little thicker, maybe hopefully it'll keep it warmer or something. I don't know what to do. But anyway, that's about all I got to share with you. Have a good one.